Welcome to Ancestor The Humankind Odyssey. It's Abyss, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to unlock the all-you-can-eat trophy/achievement. Now remember to hit that like button and subscribe to help support the channel. Alright, so there is 4 major food groups that you need to train your body to eat more: mushrooms, eggs, fish, and meat. Besides those 4, there is 3 genetic mutations that you're going to need to unlock so that we will be able to get this done. Now the first one that I'm showing you right now is the most important one of them all. Just ignore the 2 outer lines and focus on the 4 in the center. Those are the 4 major food groups. The next one is this one right here, is another genetic mutation that you'll get at a random time. This is linked to the fish. And then our third and final genetic mutation is linked to the meat. Okay, so you're going to need those 3 genetic mutations unlocked in order to get this done. But the first one that I'm showing you right now is the most important one of them all. Alright, so for the first food group is mushrooms. As you can see right here, that is part 1 of the skills that you need to unlock. So for this, just continue to eat mushrooms, a bunch of them. Now this is part 2, right? So once you unlock part 1 and part 2, that'll be done for the mushrooms. So right now, I'm going to show you an example of where you can find some mushrooms. So one location is underneath this rock that I just flipped. Also, if you check by rivers and you see a knocked over tree, there'll be some mushrooms that'll grow on it right there, kind of like what I'm showing you right now. Also, you can find them on the ground. I think there was one settlement that I found mushrooms into, so keep that in mind. Those are 3 common places that you can find mushrooms. So once you unlock part 1 and 2, you'll be done with mushrooms completely. Alright, so our next food group is eggs. Alright, so this is part 1 that you need to unlock, and then we're going to draw the line down, and that is part 2. The nice thing about mushrooms and eggs, it doesn't need any additional genetic mutations. Alright, so you'll be able to unlock part 1 and part 2 without too much trouble at all. So example of some eggs. So one of the common locations that I was getting my eggs is this rock python that I just knocked over the head. You can see the eggs right there. Alligators will have an egg pile too. In the starting area, if you go all the way up into the tree, you can find some eggs in there too, but be very careful with those. Alright, so our next food group is fish. But for part 1, you're going to need to unlock this genetic mutation in order to get part 1. So here it is right there. It's slightly towards the north. Once you get this genetic mutation, then you will be able to unlock part 1, and then we're going to move down the line for part 2. This works just like everything else. Just keep eating fish, okay? So I'm going to give you some example of where you can find some fish. Alright, so you will find fishing locations right at the edge of the water. It could be a river or a lake, it doesn't matter. You will need a sharpened stick in order to poke at the fish like I'm doing right now. Once you get it on the stick, just take your other hand and you'll swipe it off the stick, and then you'll be able to eat it. So it could be shellfish or regular fish, it doesn't matter. Just keep eating fish, and just remember you'll need that genetic mutation for part 1, and then you'll be able to move on to part 2. Alright, so for our last food group, it's meat. So for part 1 that I'm showing you right now, you'll be able to unlock that. But for part 2, we'll need to go to the left right here and get the genetic mutation. You have to have this, otherwise you will not be able to unlock part 2. Okay, so for part 1 it's simple, but for part 2 you're going to need this genetic mutation. Once you unlock part 2, we're good to go. So now I just want to show you exactly how to get meat. You can get it from almost any animal, okay? But there's just a little thing you have to do beforehand. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need to find is 2 pieces of obsidian, like I'm showing you right now. Next, you just grab the 2 pieces and smash them together in your hand, like I'm showing you right now. And this will create a obsidian scraper, okay? So once you have that, then you will be able to butcher dead animals that you have just killed, okay? Another thing that is nice about this scraper is that you will be able to craft sharpened sticks faster. It takes less hits to do so. Alright, so you can see where it says butcher. All you have to do is just butcher the animal that you just killed, and then there'll be a good 2 to 4 meats that you can actually eat. You can switch it up with different animals and eat the different meats from them. It doesn't matter, just continuously eat meat until you get that second genetic mutation that you need for part 2, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so there you have it. Those are the 4 food groups: mushrooms, eggs, fish, meat. Once you unlock those 4, part 1 and 2, we'll be able to unlock this last one I'm showing you right now, and you can see the 4 lines drawing towards it. And once you get this, you will get the all-you-can-eat trophy/achievement. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel, and I will see you next time.